I'm Michelle. Welcome to this slow sacral flow. Today we will be focusing on our sacral chakra and exploring our fluidity. You don't need any special equipment for this practice, just a space where you can lie comfortably. Let's begin reclined on our backs with our knees up. Center yourself on your space, feet below your hip points, knees shining up towards the sky so they're not flopping out or flopping in. Lift your tailbone up and place it back down so you have some space in the low back. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath your body. Gently tuck your chin. Palms can rest on the earth beside you. Gaze is straight up. Begin to notice your breath, following your inhale and your exhale. Noticing as you inhale how deeply your breath goes. Notice the softening as you exhale. Begin to gently guide your breath towards the bowl of your pelvis. Breathing deeply, sending your inhales all the way down. Visualizing as you inhale your whole torso filling with air, expanding. And as you exhale, like a wave rushing away from the shore, the air leaves your body and it softens. On your next inhale, direct your breath all the way down, so much so that it spills out of your pelvic bowl, causing your tailbone to tilt towards the earth. You might notice a little space as your low back comes away from the earth. As you exhale and that wave recedes from the shore, draw your tailbone up towards the sky. Inhale all the way down into the bowl of your pelvis. Tailbone tilts towards the earth. Exhale. Receding, tailbone tilts towards the sky. Following the rhythm of your breath, keeping the motion fluid, continue to tilt your pelvis up towards the sky, on an exhale, and down towards the earth on an inhale. This is a very subtle motion, very gentle, massaging the sacrum as you rock your tailbone up towards the sky and then release it to the earth. We're going to take this rocking motion skyward, coming up into a bridge posture. Inhale deeply, tailbone releases towards the earth. Exhale, tailbone tilts towards the sky, low back gets flush with the earth. And then peel your tailbone up, lifting the hips. Spine comes off the mat one vertebra at a time. Bridge pose, keeping your knees steady, keeping your gaze centered. On an inhale, one vertebra at a time, slowly lower back down to the earth. Release your tailbone. Low back comes away from the mat. Exhale, tailbone tilts. Low back becomes flush. Peel your tailbone up towards the sky, coming up into bridge pose. Inhale, release. Exhale, tailbone tilts, peeling up into bridge. Inhale, release. And settle here, steady on the earth for a few breaths. Taking your feet a little wider than your hips. Sending a little energy to your toes. Allow your knees to drop to the right. You can place your hands on your belly or you can leave them on the earth here. Gaze can remain up towards the sky, or you can look over your left shoulder, resting your left ear on the earth. Exhale, draw your knees back to center. Inhale deeply. Exhale, knees fall to the left. gazing up or over the right shoulder, little brightness in the feet. Exhale back to center. Inhale deeply. Exhale, knees fall to the right. Exhale to center. Inhale. Exhale to the left. Exhale back to center. And roll gently to one side. Take a few breaths here. Gently press up. And let's meet in Sukhasana, or easy pose. You can move the fleshy part of the buttocks aside. Sitting crisscross applesauce. Stacking head over heart and heart over hips. Connect with the earth via the sits bones. We're going to begin moving here in cat-cow. Inhaling to come forward. Collarbone wide. Gaze lifts, lots of space through the neck and the front body. Coming forward on our pelvis. And then exhaling to cat. Belly button to spine as your spine rounds. Pelvis tilts, head drops. Inhale, cow pose, rocking forward on the pelvis. Exhale, cat. Using your hands on your shins for support. Feel your shoulder blades spread left to right as you come back into cat. Following the rhythm of your breath. Take a few rounds of cat-cow here, being attentive to how it feels in your pelvis. When you you feel satisfied, come back to center. Release your feet to the earth a little wider than your hips, palms behind you. You can choose to have your fingers facing away from you or towards you. Gently, on an exhale, let your feet fall to the right, little brightness in the toes. If you like, you can gaze over your left shoulder. Back to center. Exhale, knees to the left, gaze to the right if you like. Coming back to center, perhaps adjusting your hands as you inch forward. Knees to the right, gaze to the left. Back through center. Knees to the left, gaze to the right. And coming back to center. Let's prepare for a little deer pose flow. Left leg parallel to the long side of your space. Right leg behind you. Brightness in the feet and toes. You can choose to have your feet in a 90-90 configuration, two 90-degree angles or right angles. Or you can have your feet closer to your body. Have a listen to what feels right. Perhaps experiment with taking your feet out to a more right angle configuration and then perhaps try a little closer. Noticing, softening through the right hip, allowing it to release slowly to the earth. Left hand can serve as a kickstand as our right hand comes to our right hip. Inhaling wide through the collarbone. Exhaling, gently twist to the left. Gaze over the left knee. Feeling a little extension through the right knee and the right quad. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, to the left. Inhale, back to center. Notice that right hip sinking. Take your hands to your rib cage. guiding our rib cage to the left now. Inhale, wide through the collarbone. Exhale, to the left, twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center. And hand comes to our shoulder now. Inhale, wide. Exhale, twist. Right arm extends out beyond our left knee. Inhale, back to center. Return your hand to your shoulder. Exhale, twist and reach. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist and reach. Inhale, back to center. And collect your right knee, bring it to the front. Both feet on the earth, knees up, find center. And then taking our right shin to the long side of our space, left shin behind us, coming into deer pose on the other side. Lots of energy in the toes as we soften through the left hip, releasing it gently towards the earth. Make any adjustments here you need. And taking our left hand now to the left hip. Using our right hand as a kickstand. Open wide through the collarbone. Exhale. Twist to the right. Inhale. Center. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. And draw your right hand now to your rib cage. Inhaling, opening your heart to the front. Exhaling, guiding your rib cage gently to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Right, or left hand rather, on your left shoulder. Open. Exhale, twist and reach left fingertips beyond the right knee. Inhale. Back to center. Exhale. Twist and reach. Inhale. Center. Exhale. Twist and reach. Inhale, back to center. Release, collecting your left knee, bringing your feet to the earth. Finding a long, tall spine. Taking a moment to come back to center. Let's swing our legs to one side and come forward onto all fours. Wrists underneath shoulders, or perhaps a little wider. Your pinky fingers might spill off your mat if you're using a mat to practice. Knees underneath your hip points, connecting with the earth through the tops of your feet and the pads of your fingers. You might notice a little doming in your palm, elbow creases shining forward. Inhale, find length from crown to tail. Exhale, recruit through your core with an attentiveness to your pelvis. We're going to start moving through cat-cow here on all fours. You know the movement now. Explore your range of motion here, following the rhythm of your breath. Inhale, dropping the belly, gaze lifts, tail lifts wide through the collarbone. Exhale, navel to spine as you arch your back, dropping your tail and your crown to the earth. When you feel satisfied, come back to tabletop. Walk the palms forward, one hand length. Curl your toes under. Peel your tailbone back and up. Downward facing dog. Pedal out your dog here. And following what happens when you drop your left heel and then your right. Notice your hips. What is the impact of walking your dog on your pelvis? And perhaps allowing your pelvis to sway a little left to right. Notice how that changes what's happening in your feet. Explore, notice. And bringing the feet about hip width distance apart. Slowly begin to walk your hands back towards your feet, coming into a forward fold. Bending through the knees, releasing your torso to your thighs. Allow your head to hang. Perhaps you nod the head yes, shake the head no. Taking your thumbs to your hip creases, just to give you a sense of where they are in space. We're going to gently move as if we were being lifted by our hip creases here. Releasing your hands and taking your big toes in your peace fingers and thumbs, elbows wide so you have lots of space. Generous bend in the knees. Inhale, draw your hip creases up towards the sky. You don't need to straighten your legs here. Just lift your hips up. Notice how that feels. Exhale, release, bend through your knees. Inhale, lift your hip creases up. Exhale, release. Follow the rhythm of your breath here. Try a few rounds, exploring your range of motion. When you feel satisfied, release your palms to the earth and step your feet a little wider than your hips, perhaps your toes spread off the sides of your mat. We're going to move through a little malasana flow, deep squat. Inhaling deeply. As you exhale, dropping your hips towards the earth. For some people, that might mean with their elbows or forearms on their thighs, almost a 90-degree angle, or perhaps a little bigger in their knees. You can move around here, explore your range of motion, perhaps drop one shoulder and then the other towards the earth. You might release your hands to the earth, drop your hips a little lower, and on the balls of your feet, explore your range of motion here. Perhaps your feet become flush with the earth and you drop your heels. Palms can continue to rest on the earth, or perhaps you draw your hands together at heart center. You can explore movement here or find stillness. Listening to your body's requests. And releasing your hands to the earth. Inhale, drawing the hips up, coming into forward fold. Little flow here, releasing your head towards the earth. Exhale, drop the hips, your version of Malasana. Inhale, hips skyward, forward fold. Exhale, drop the hips. Malasana. Inhale, hips up, forward fold. Drawing the feet back to hip width distance apart. Slowly walk your palms back out, coming into downward facing dog. Walk out your dog. Swing your hips a little. Then slowly lower to the knees. Swing the legs to one side. And come to recline on your back. Drawing the knees up towards the chest. Give yourself a little hug. And with your palms on your knees, allow your knees to fall away from you. You might notice a little space in the low back as your pelvis tilts. And then allowing the knees to sort of swing over to the left, drawing them back through center, over to the right, and releasing them away from you. Guiding your knees in a big circle, massaging your sacrum, reversing your circle. When you feel satisfied, release your feet to the earth. Lift up your tailbone and place it back down again. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath your body. Gently tuck your chin. Extend your legs out long, perhaps taking them a little wider than your hips. Take any movement you need to feel held and relaxed here. Perhaps your palms rest on your low ribs or on your belly, or palms facing the sky and the earth beside you. I will guide you out when it's time to close the practice. Take a few moments here to embrace stillness as a counter to all the fluidity you've explored. Begin deepening the breath, wiggling the fingers and toes, circling the wrists and the ankles. Draw your knees up, placing your feet on the earth. Gently roll to one side. Breathe here. Gently press up to a comfortable seat of your choosing. Allow your awareness to return to the space in which you are practicing. Flutter your eyes open. Welcome the light back in. Thank you so much for taking the time today to explore your fluidity. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.